As women, there are different kinds of relationships that we live with, we interact with on a daily basis. Again, we are all social beings. Humans are social beings, so we need other people for us to thrive, for us to be successful in life. For example, even in business, these businesses are set by people, they are run by people for the people. So the money we are looking for is in the pockets of those people. So it's very important that we maintain good relationships with the people around us. There are different categories of relationships, and the most primary one is the family relationships. On family relationships, we have parental relationships. We are daughters to our parents. I'm talking to women. We are daughters to our parents and our guardians. The word of God is very categorical that we need to honor and obey our parents. In fact, this is the only commandment that has a promise. Of all the other 10 commandments, honoring our parents is the only one that has a promise that we may live long on earth. Then on parental, we have our children. Number one is we are daughters, and now we are mothers. Most of us are mothers, or we aspire to become mothers. At this point, I want us to learn how to raise emotionally stable children. How do we do this? By loving them unconditionally. Whether they mess, they don't mess, whether they pass their exams in school, whether they perform excellently or not the way we expect, we love them unconditionally. The other category of relationships is on the family relationships is with our siblings. Our siblings taught us how to share, how to live with one another. We had fun, we made fun of each other, we grew up together. Sometimes we step on each other's toes. We learn how to live with the other people through our siblings. These relationships vary from fun and loving, sometimes competitive, and it is normal in most families. And then on the same category of family relationships, we have the extended family. Here is our aunties, our uncles, our cousins, our grandparents, and our in-laws for the people who are married. Okay, it's good we learn how to live within a society, within a family with these people, because they are part of us. The second category is friendships. And friendships are into 4 categories. Segment 1 is childhood friends. These are the people we grew up with. We went maybe to the same schools when we were young. We lived in the same neighborhood. We used to play kati, kalongolongo together. So when we meet, we reminisce about those good old days, and we feel like anchored back to our roots or where we grew up. We have adulthood friends. These are people we met when we went to college, when we went to work, when in our now usual activities and errands, the people we meet when we are adults. Maybe when we became parents, the people we hang around with. Most important point about this category is that these relationships require a bit of effort to maintain. The adulthood friends require effort to maintain. Then we have the seasonal friends. These are people maybe we met in a certain project. There was a project that was running for a certain period of time. Then at the end, everyone went their way. So during that particular time of that project, we were friends because we are harnessing all our efforts in that project. So we built up that relationships. It may no longer be there. That relationship might have ended, but then at that particular time it served its purpose. The fourth segment on friendship relationships is best friend, BFF, best friend. This is a person who is a confidant, somebody you can trust, somebody who is reliable, somebody you give each other mutual support. This is where we need to be very radical with the person we choose to be our best friend, because their values and our values must always be in tandem, must always be in alignment. Category 3 of relationships is romantic relationships. On romantic relationships, we have people who are dating. That's level 1. Level 2 is people who have now gone to the committed relationships. They are already committed to one another. Number 3 is marriage. And then number 4 is co-parenting. So for those who are dating, this is the first stage. You're getting to learn one another. But before that, you already know what you want. You're self-aware. You know what you can put up with. You know what you're not going to mess around with. You know what red flags to watch out for. You know what you're not going to tolerate. So you need to be self-aware before you start dating. You need to know what you want in that relationship. The second thing you need to do is to set boundaries. Then you see if this person is okay with your boundaries, or they'll keep pushing you to the wall to go beyond what you're comfortable with, basically. And then for those who are in committed relationships, you've taken it a little bit higher. You now you've put a fence, you're now committed to one another. Like, you want to take it now deeper to another level. So again, you're still learning this person, but you've already gone past the basic steps. You're into a deeper connection. For those people who are in marriage, now this is a deeper connection. This is where you have shared responsibilities, and especially in finances, bringing up children, how you run your family. You make your decisions together as a couple. For those who are co-parenting, you don't live together. Probably the relationship between the two of you ended, but then there are children involved. So you decide maturely to take care of these children together, emotionally and financially, and in any other way the children need. This kind of arrangement requires high levels of maturity, because you also need to guard any unhealed trauma, any unhealed bitterness from going over or from spilling over to the children. We don't want to raise emotionally unstable children. We want children who are loved unconditionally. They are not the cause of you guys breaking up. That should be clear. They are not the reason why things didn't work between the two of you. That needs to be made clear to them, so that they don't feel like, were it not for them, things wouldn't be the way they are. So it requires extremely high levels of maturity. And if you know you cannot achieve this, just let one person take care of the children. Those are my sentiments. That's my opinion. Then the fourth category of relationships is the social relationships. These are the chamas we go to. These are the church members, the community members, our neighbors, our support groups, and maybe prayer groups that we join just for a spiritual support, community support. The other category of relationships is professional relationships. On this, we have colleagues at work, We have mentors and mentees, and then we have networking contacts. All these people are people we meet while we are looking for money. These are people we meet in the professional world. So we also need them for us to be successful. The last but not least, actually the most important of all the relationship categories is a relationship with yourself. A relationship with you. A relationship with yourself is the foundation of all the other 6 categories we've described. Because if it is not right, if your relationship with yourself is not right, then there is no way the other relationships will go right. They will all be a mess, all of them. So it is the foundation of all the relationships. It sets the bar. It sets the tone of how other people will treat you. It sets the bar on how other people will love you. Because there's no one who is going to love you more than you love yourself. Very few people are going to love you more than you love yourself. So you set the bar. How you treat yourself, how you love yourself, how you handle yourself, how you take care of yourself determines how other people will look at you, how other people will treat you, how other people will behave around you. You set the bar. It's very important to understand yourself. It's very important to accept yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and accept yourself as you are. Because what I know is God does not make mistakes. He created everyone in his own image. So if there's anything you don't like about yourself, you got to learn to accept that part. You got to love it the way it is. You got to accept yourself with your little flaws, because that is what makes you unique. That is what makes you you. So love yourself unconditionally. Love yourself as you are. Accept yourself. Treat yourself kindly. Be kind to yourself. Sometimes walk into Java, into any place you feel is executive, and experience that for yourself. Learn to live with those other people. They are human beings. Accept yourself. You also deserve these things. Love yourself unconditionally. Treat yourself with so much kindness, and the world will give you the same energy you give to yourself. The universe reciprocates the same effort you've put on yourself. That's the universe.